Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a comparison of the Gen 1 and Gen 2 EMP EDC Nymbles. So I actually just did a blade battle between the Nymble and the F5.5. The Nymble fought really hard and almost took it, but lost by 1 point to the Vox F5.5, which I think says a lot for this being the first folding knife from EMP EDC. So I would not take it as a loss. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the differences, which there is really just two. One is just in the color schemes and everything, and two is an actual change on the knife. I thought there was another one when I unboxed it, but turns out there is not. So, yeah. So what do you have? I mean, you have a 3.1 inch blade on this guy right here. I'll do some comparisons. Let me put away Gen 1 for a second. Here is a ProTech Malibu, or Malibu, as I like to call it. All right. Obviously, a little smaller than that. Here's the aforementioned F5.5. Something everybody might have is a Para 3. Get the Para 3 out. A lot of knives in this category. Yeah, Para 3 is a little bit bigger all around, but not by much, to be honest. Well, not really in the blade, but in the handle for sure. That's kind of a Spyderco thing. Some people like, some people hate. What else do I have? I have the Asher Frame Lock Spiro, and I have the Asher Frame Lock Nomad. So there's a couple Ashers for you guys. A lot of people who watch my channel have Ashers. I think that's good, right? I mean, I don't need to pull out every knife in existence. Here, one more, EZC 1.5 right here. Also a 3-inch blade. There you go. That's like a perfect size comparison. So not a big knife, guys, but it does have a choil and everything, which is a little different than this. So yeah. So obviously a difference in the second run is going to be the variants. So in the first run, there were two variants. There was this guy with the dark stonewash titanium frag pattern and gold accents on the hardware with a satin blade, which I love the satin blade on this thing. And then there was a non-frag pattern stonewash titanium, plain titanium, so more this kind of color, like but stonewashed. And then it had blue accents on the hardware, Anno hardware, right? And that, I believe, also had a satin blade. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure if there was the option to get stonewashed or satin. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Or if they were all satin. So those were it. I mean, it was like two options, I'm pretty sure. Now, this new run, I think there's like 7 or 8 options. There's, I think, 3 or 4 with frag. So there's this reverse tuxedo. There's an all black frag pattern with, I think, teal hardware. I'd have to. You just have to go check out EMP EDC on Instagram, and you'll be able to see all of the different variants. Then there's the plain without frag pattern. There's an all murdered out one. I'm sorry, I just can't recall them all. There's so many, and that's awesome. So you get to choose from a bunch of different kinds. There's also going to be hardware kits available. So if there's one, like if you want, a lot of people have asked me about an all blacked out frag pattern. Well, you can get the blacked out frag pattern with teal hardware, and then you can buy a black hardware kit, and that'll basically turn it into a murdered out frag pattern. Yeah, it's going to cost you a little more, but whatever. It can't hurt to have extra hardware, right? I personally like that teal. So the one I would have pre-ordered was this. This is the one I was going to pre-order. The frag pattern with, I guess it's stonewashed. It looks just amazing, like this gray color. It's really nice. And then it has a black wash blade, which I think I prefer black washed over PVD. I just got this Axon right here, this lefty liner lock Axon. And it's not that I don't like the PVD finish, but I kind of like the way the black wash looks a little better. I think Vero does black wash as well, so I may look into that. But yeah, that's PVD. It's kind of more like a coating. You can kind of see it. Like it's kind of like, I don't want to say it looks like paint, but that's kind of what it is, right? And then this is more of a black washing. So I don't know how they do it, if they coat it and then they stone wash it so it looks like this. But anyway, it looks dope. And this is the one I was going to pick up, and just so happened that this is the one John sent me. I did not know that. I didn't get to pick the prototype I was going to look at or anything, and then he told me I could keep it. So I'm very grateful to John. I may pick one up anyway just to help support him for being a great dude, so we'll see. But yeah, so there's all different kinds. I think there's going to be limited quantities of all kinds because there's so many. Like he did a run of, I think, 300 the first time, 150 of each. Well, he's probably not going to do 1,000, so he's probably doing less quantity of each variant. So if there's one you really want, I suggest you jump on it right away. The drop is on September 10th, I believe, at 10 a.m. Pacific. I cannot be 100% sure on that. I'll try to link that below or put that in the description. But I'm pretty sure it's 10 a.m. Pacific on September 10th. I may just be thinking 10 a.m. because the 10th, you know. But anyway, it's September 10th. Go check out the Instagram page and the website. All right, enough rambling, Kev. So, is there anything functionally different about this knife? Does it feel any different? No, it does not. I mean, obviously, stonewashed titanium versus kind of more of, I don't know what you'd call this. Maybe this is bead blasted or blasted. I don't know, whatever the difference is. You guys tell me. Yeah, it feels a little different, but not really in hand. This might have a little bit more of like a texture to it. Let me feel. Yeah, it does. It has a little bit more of a texture to it right here. Like it's coated, and this one's more like smooth, right? In hand, though, functionally, doesn't really, you know, make a difference at all. Obviously, satin versus black wash. You know, I think he's going to do stone washed, satin, black washed. I don't know if there's going to be DLC as well, but there's a lot of freaking options. The action is pretty much the same. I don't think I've noticed a difference. Can I lock it up? Yep, right here. Feels the same as my other frag pattern. The only thing I really noticed that isn't actually a difference but feels like one is the lock bar access. So you see here, try to show you right here where that lock bar access is. I just feel like I have more of it on this guy, and I thought there was a change that kind of rounded that out a little bit, but turns out it's probably just from the stone washing, from whatever they did to the scales. That's what kind of rounded that off or whatever. So it just was a kind of something I had to get used to, and which is easy if you're just carrying one, but if you keep switching back and forth, you notice. So I can easily drop it to my nail there. I just at first had a tendency to kind of come up here, and then it would kind of like get stuck, and I don't know. On this one, I've never had that. I would just always push and it would drop. But I don't know if you can actually see any difference. So it just looks like it's lower. Like there's more of a cutout sticking out here. So it could honestly be this side. You know what I mean? It could be this side got rounded less than that. I don't know. But anyway, it's just something I noticed because I have 2 of them. If you didn't, you would never know. And it's not an issue, so I just wanted to bring it up, though, because that's what I do. All right, now, the only actual difference on this knife is, if you see here on the Gen 1 on the right, there's this scalloping right here, or whatever you call that, a shelf kind of thing right here where the flipper kind of goes into. It's not there on this one. And honestly, does it make a difference? No, because when you flip the knife, you have to light switch it, because if you push button it, what happens? That front flipper hits you. So you have to light switch this type of flipper. My finger never even touches the scale. On this one, you know, just maybe a little bit now. So I don't know if that's the difference, but you barely touch the scale. So I haven't noticed that at all. I'm not sure why the change was made, honestly. Maybe just to keep it more streamlined, or some people maybe do touch it. I don't know. But to me, it makes no difference. So they're essentially the same. So it's just a different variants. And yeah, I mean, it's the EMPEDC Nymble, guys. It's quickly becoming a legend in my collection. I absolutely love the action. This is a tiny knife, and the action is as good as knives twice its size, which is awesome. You can flick it all day. It's the Fidget King. I don't know. It's just got really good jimping all around. It's a very functional blade. M390, of course. It's ground exceptionally well. It's a flat grind. It comes down to a thin edge. I've heard of people saying, actually, I think it was one person, I think Jared Neve got one in for loan, and it didn't have a sharp edge on it, or there was some kind of issue with the edge. The 3 that I've had have been razor sharp M390 with a very, very good edge on them. Now, I haven't used this one enough to know how well the M390 is holding up, but I have heard nothing but good things, again, except for from Jared, which I totally believe and respect his experience. So, but you're gonna have you know, onesie twosie issues on knives, but the majority of people I've talked to, sharp as hell, thin edge, and it's lasted very well. So his might have just had a burnt edge on it or something, which happens. And luckily it went to Jared Neve. So I'm sure that got straightened out real quick. Yeah, guys, it's just a pleasure of a knife to fidget with, play with, own. Supporting EMPEDC is important to me at this point. I really like John. I really like his products. And I think supporting people like him in the community is a good way to go. He also has the Thick Boy, which the pre-order is actually live for right now for this knife. At least it is at the time of filming this. I would totally recommend this one as well. I'm still reviewing it, but holy cow. It's a guillotine S35VN, just a beast. It's called the Thick Boy. It's not that thick though, if you compare it to the Nymble. I mean, it's honestly about the same. I think it's just more in the name kind of thing. It's a little bit thicker, but not by much. I've very much enjoyed this knife as well. It would be hard for me to choose at this point which one I like more, which is surprising because I really love this knife. This thing has grown on me exceptionally. Since I unboxed it, it has grown on me every damn day since. I am definitely getting one of these. So I can't recommend EMPEDC enough. And the future is bright. So you have Thick Boy pre-order now. Gen 2 Nymble pre-order September 10th. There's going to be an XL sized Nymble coming up for pre-order at some point. He obviously is going to have more runs of his OTFs, I'm sure. I think he has another design coming out that is kind of a secret at this point, which is very exciting. Yeah, just extremely cool things coming out of EMPEDC, and it's been a pleasure to get to know John and review his products. So that's it, guys. That's the comparison of the Nymble Gen 1 and Gen 2, and really just an overview of the Gen 2. Keep your eyes out for the pre-order September 10th. And again, Thick Boy should be up now if there's any left. I love you all. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will catch you later.